Coming up on SA Today, Student Association sets a timeline to send a letter to the State Assembly regarding Uber. Plus, the It's On Us week of action continues, what you can expect moving forward. And SA President Aisha Sadat joins us in studio to talk about the newly installed bus stop heaters. I'm Josh Bazan and this is SA Today. A student on a bike is recovering after colliding with a stationary connective corridor bus near the College Place bus stop earlier this evening. That's according to the Department of Public Safety. Traffic was backed up while the Department of Public Safety responded to the incident. Supervisors from Centro, the company that owns and operates the buses, was seen parked near the bus stop. The student was put on a stretcher. Her condition is unknown at this time. We will continue to update you as more information becomes available. And the It's On Us campaign aims to raise awareness about sexual assault on college campuses. Students here on the Hill are participating in the week of action by tabling in Shine and on the quad. Our CitrusTV's Claire Moran is live at Hendricks Chapel to tell us other ways that students are getting involved. Claire?
Thanks, Josh, and happy Teal Tuesday. Today is Teal Tuesday. It's a day that students and people are asked to wear teal as in memory of sexual assault, and as part of this It's On Us campaign to talk about sexual assault on college campuses and the responsibility of the community to stop sexual assault on college campuses. As part of the It's On Us campaign here at Syracuse, people handed out ribbons, teal ribbons today. They've also been handing out buttons and bracelets on the quad and in tables in Shine. They asked students on the quad today to sign their pledge of support to stop sexual assault on college campuses by chalking up the quad. As the initiative was launched by the White House last year, it is for campuses across the country to raise awareness for sexual assault and raise awareness for the community responsibility, because it's on us to stop sexual assault. Here at SU, we have behind me at Hendricks Chapel tonight, they're going to be screening a movie, and tomorrow Vice President Joe Biden will be visiting the campus. He'll be speaking at noon in Shine, and any student that goes to Shine, even if they're not going for Vice President Biden's speech, just going for food or to do homework in Shine, will have to go through security, so keep that in mind if you're there tomorrow. Students were lining up out the door to get tickets for Biden's speech today, so if you were not one of those lucky students who was able to get those tickets, you can watch it live on channel 14.1. OTN will be live streaming the event tomorrow. That's it from Hendricks Chapel. I'm Claire Moran for CitrusTV News.
Thank you, Claire. And that documentary she mentioned, Syracuse University is screening The Hunting Ground. It's a documentary that follows college students that are survivors of sexual assault. That takes place tonight in Hendricks Chapel at 7 p.m. And if you want to take the pledge, you can visit itsonus.org. Student Association once again held off voting to send a letter to the New York State Assembly calling for Uber to be allowed in Central New York. This is in part because the University of Albany also plans to sign the letter. Sadat said she expects to send the letter by the end of the semester. And a powerhouse meeting is scheduled tonight between several student governing bodies: the Student Association, Student Bar Association, Graduate Student Organization, the Residence Hall Association, ESF's undergraduate and graduate student associations are all meeting. The group will begin planning this year's CUSE conference scheduled for next semester. The date hasn't been announced, but last year's conference was held in April and worked to bridge the gap between students, faculty, and the administration. The bike sharing program launched by SA has hit a couple of speed bumps. The program was supposed to be launched last month, but was unable to. Vice President Jane Hong is confident bikes will be available on a daily basis, and if the program is implemented, it will become a permanent addition to the SU campus rather than needing SA to vote on it every semester. Well, the heat lamps are up, but not running yet at College Place bus stop. They are scheduled to be fully operational sometime next week. The heat lamp initiative was started over a year ago by then cabinet member Aisha Sadat. And we're joined now by current SA President Aisha Sadat. Aisha, thank you for joining us.
Of course.
We're excited to have you. So we just mentioned the bus stops. What were some of the struggles getting those lamps in place? But now they're up, now they're there.
Yeah, so as you guys mentioned when you were covering that accident that had happened, turns out the university doesn't own the bus stops, Centro does. So there were a couple hurdles that we had to jump in terms of getting clarification as to whether or not, what can we do, can we tamper around with those. So once we got the thumbs up from Centro to install those heat lamps, a lot of configuration in terms of wiring and installation had to be well thought out in terms of College Place. That bus stop in particular is different than the bus stops you see on South Campus. So in terms of how that bus stop gets energy is different in terms of because it gets drawn through the actual university under the ground, something like that. So it was kind of them deciding that and then actually figuring out how many lamps did we need to actually get installed. I can tell you they're very powerful lamps because they're, so we're trying to figure out in terms of how large the actual bus stop is. We want to make sure that there are enough lamps there to actually keep everyone under the bus stop warm.
And is there any timeline set in place now to get those operational or in the other stops?
Well, as for the College Place bus stop, I was told by the end of next week it'll be installed and ready to go. It's going to be a touch sensor, so it'll be a 5-minute sensor, so it automatically shuts off. So we're conserving energy in that sense. In terms of the rest of the bus stops, we wanted to first try it out in the College Place bus stop. It's kind of like that pilot to see how successful it will be. As I mentioned, also, so Centra owns the rest of the bus stops on South Campus. So another thing that we also have to consider is the height of the bus stops is different than the College Place one. The South Campus bus stops are shorter, so as a result, they need to be very wary as to how tall the students are because we don't want them to get burned. So we once we figure out and measure the success of the bus stops in College Place, we'll be able to move forward to expanding to South Campus.
It's very exciting, and we talked about Uber earlier, and Uber had a press conference today in downtown Syracuse that you were at. Would you talk a little bit about that and what you've been doing to help Uber out?
Yeah, so the approach that SA is taking to approach ride-sharing programs like Uber is more so tackling the problem of the lack of transportation resources that are available to students. As I mentioned at the press conference recently, I had to take a cab to the airport and back, and it was $30 one way. It was ridiculous. So when I went to the press conference, I was talking about the need for more resources available to students on campus. Granted, we're not here for only 3 months, but we heavily contribute to the economy. So kind of emphasizing that. And it was really great to be with other members of the Syracuse community. Mayor Stephanie Miner was there as well to kind of talk about the support and the ways in which we see Uber and other ride-sharing programs contribute to the market in Syracuse. Moving forward, the reason why that letter got postponed was we actually got heard late Friday night that a couple of other schools wanted to sign on board with our letter. So I'm giving them a couple more days to kind of add their revisions and their edits before we have the Assembly pass it. But 2 weeks ago, Assembly did officially pass our official stance to support Uber in the city of Syracuse.
Awesome. Well, SA Today will keep you updated on all things that the Student Association does related to Uber. Thank you for being on the show, Aisha.
Yeah, of course.
To stay up to date on all things Student Association, follow us on Twitter at SA_today. The arrest last week of a Sadler Dining Hall cook is not related to SU. That's according to a spokesman for the university. Syracuse police arrested Patrick Martin Jr. in the dining hall for blackmailing a woman he met online with an inappropriate video. At the time, she did not know she was being recorded. Unlawful surveillance is a second-degree felony. According to court records, the action took place almost a month ago. And with all this warm weather we've been experiencing, it's not hard to believe snow levels are beginning to decrease. A study predicted lake effect snow in areas near Lakes Erie and Ontario will decrease 20 to 45% by the end of the century, due at least in part to global warming. The area includes Syracuse, Buffalo, Rochester, and Watertown, but the study found that the amount of snow might increase before it decreases as cold air blows over a warm lake. And tired of standing in those long security lines at the airport? Well, when flying out of Syracuse, you might be in luck. The first TSA pre-check station is scheduled to open at Syracuse's Hancock International Airport on Friday. The pre-check will be open from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. Monday through Friday for those with appointments. And when we come back, I'll let you know what the weather will be like for the rest of the week, and we'll hear from the Treasury Secretary about his take on minimum wage.
So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice. And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it. While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed all that. Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Well, with all the rain today, students had to take refuge under umbrellas for much of the afternoon as light showers passed over the Syracuse area. We stayed in the low 50s, and it seems like we won't get a break from that rain. As we look forward to tonight, we'll dip down a little bit to 45 degrees, but with a 90% chance of rain early with scattered showers and mild winds. As for tomorrow, the clouds will stick around with only a slight chance of rain at 20% and temperatures only reaching to the mid-50s. As we look ahead to the rest of the week, temperatures will go up to almost 60 degrees on Thursday before dropping to the high 40s over the weekend following more rain. We might even see some snow on Saturday, but early next week looks to be warmer and sunny. Obama will now decide the fate of a $607 billion defense policy bill. If passed, detainees at Guantanamo Bay will be banned from moving to the U.S. The White House press secretary says despite Obama's reservations about the Guantanamo provisions, the president will be signing the bill. And restaurant workers are pushing for minimum wage to be raised to $15 an hour. Workers across the country walked out on their jobs in protest in nearly 300 cities, and now the Treasury Secretary says a wage hike wouldn't be a problem.
Minimum wage would be a good thing. We've proposed it. A lot of states are doing it. Some of the states are doing it at a level where, you might say they'd be uncompetitive with other states, but it hasn't turned out to be a problem.
Yet another study is linking meat to cancer. This time, barbecue meat is linked to kidney cancer, which was the only cancer looked at in the study. Those who ate more meat were more likely to develop the disease, especially if it was cooked over an open flame, which health experts say can create carcinogens. But this could also be linked to a genetic mutation which makes some more susceptible to the cancer. We'll be right back.
Tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come. And tell
What do we have coming back? Can you ask what we're doing coming?
not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
Hey, my name's Katie and I'm in the 9th grade. I'm an A average student and I'm an athlete working towards a scholarship. And everybody tells me how much potential I have. But I just wish someone would tell me where my next meal is coming from. Katie, how'd I do?
Do you have to be so serious?
Well, I mean, I did like a crazy dance in a movie if you want me to do a little, no.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
That's all the time we have for tonight. For all your campus news, follow us on Twitter at CitrusTV News and watch News Live at 6 every night on the Orange Television Network. I'm Josh Brazan. Have a great night, Syracuse. And don't forget, Tyler Cass and the gang bring you your favorite weekly sports show. Sports on the Quarter is next. You don't want to miss it.